Hello, welcome to AmericanFreePress.net. I'm roving editor Mark Anderson, and I'm with State Representative Jason Villalba.
Villalba with a B.
Villalba with a V, and he's a freshman here in Austin in latter January 2013, and I covered the State of the State address today by Governor Rick Perry. But Jason has made a name for himself among a number of state representatives and senators here in the great state of Texas who are putting forth or are planning on putting forth a number of bills related to firearms, and it shows that Texas' individualist spirit really seems to remain strong in a country where there's a lot of fear in the wake of the Sandy Hook shootings, and Texas is standing on its own, thinking on its own, and trying to find some real solutions and not just bend with the wind of public opinion nationally. Thanks for being with me, Jason.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mark, for having me.
And I understand that you're putting forth the Protection of Texas Children Act. Describe what that's about. And I know it creates an actual new peace officer for the state.
Right. The idea here is to mirror the federal air marshal program so that we can have teachers or administrators or principals act as peace officers within a school. And so if they have that certification as a school marshal under Texas law, they'll have the authority to access lethal force in the face of lethal force. So I know many people have characterized this as a teacher carry legislation where teachers can carry weapons in the classroom. This is more an expansion of law enforcement into the classroom, and in Texas, our peace officers carry weapons to protect themselves and the children that they protect.
So it kind of merges or sort of joins together the idea of the armed citizen in the form of a teacher or a staffer at school administrator with the idea of being an official part of law enforcement. And so the idea of armed force to resist criminal armed force is put into place to protect children specifically, and creating a new position just like a fire department official or any other peace officer.
Right. These are not ordinary citizens. I don't want to suggest that it's citizen carry. This is a certified peace officer under Texas law.
Rigorous training.
Rigorous training. So we're not talking about 8 hours of training, which is what is required under current CHL standards. We're talking about 80 hours of training.
10 times.
10 times that. So, for instance, in Texas, under Texas law, a typical police officer might have 600 hours of training. Well, this person who's serving in this capacity would have up to 80 hours of training, which would provide resources in the areas of firearms training, active shooter training, emergency situation training, legal training, the kinds of training you would need to act in a very, an emergency situation requiring that we have protection for children.
Well, I appreciate you outlining this and other Texas bills to look for in American Free Press, and this one certainly shows the promise of being effective and answering a lot of critics that say this is just armed teachers and other people just bringing their guns in off the street. Other bills by Representative John Otto would call any federal intrusion on gun rights in Texas unconstitutional. State Representative Steve Toth thinks much the same way, and AFP will be watching these important bills by them and many others, including Representative Villalba, in the days and weeks ahead on this all-important issue. Thanks for meeting with me today, Representative. We'll see you next time. I'm Mark Anderson here for American Free Press at AmericanFreePress.net.